So I think Sundown was pretty accurate in what he said. Is just giving Saitama more time because there's a lot that needs to happen, and Saitama can only do so much. He's like benched because he's just too powerful. Same thing with Flashy Flash. So we want to give them a little bit more spotlight. Just because it's probably not going to come for a little bit after this point. And also, it just cleared up some stuff just because I guess they had room for this stuff. I like the way that one planned it out, the way that the amount of story that he wants to get through or progress in this year. He saw that, okay, I have as much time in this little increment to flesh out this. So I'll just use this now before we get into the chaos of everything. And what I'm talking about is like the Saitama time, developing him and his relationship with Flash, but then also the architecture and the development of the Monster Association with the ants and stuff. And I'm sure we'll talk about that soon, but that's actually kind of important.
Literal fucking gold diggers they are.
So the architecture of the facility is going to be essential to the storyline?
It's not essential. It's just bolstering it.
Oh, so there's no like webcomic like reference to that, right? Or anything like that?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
There's more reason for it now. Remember how I've been asking that question? It's like, what the hell is up with all this infrastructure? Now we kind of know.
Well, I mean, the Monster Association base has almost been like another character and shit. Like it's been involved with like every single fight. It's been affected by everything, and people are like interacting with the different like pieces that other people have interacted with. So it's like you're kind of like seeing the story like stuck together through the actual architecture of the base and like the destruction of the base and shit. Like the whole Flashy fight and Child Emperor fight. Those fights are connected to the fact that like they both were over the same lake and shit, had the same bridge and shit like that. So like, I could see why the base would be important to like keep the continuity intact.
It's that too, and I'm gonna have to go back to One Piece here. This is very Oda-esque of One. It's something that he didn't have to do, but he did it just so he could make the story hold that much water to it. Because, obviously the Monster Association itself does raise a lot of questions. We constantly talk about it in the podcast. Like, why is this like this? How did this get like that? And we did get some more insight to it earlier. Like, oh, the Subterraneans originally owned this place. But then more questions arose. Like, did the Subterraneans make all of this? Why does it look like this? And then now we're finally getting the answers to that. It's because Giro or Psykos contracted friggin' ant monsters. And I mean, if you just want to go full blown deep into this right now, we can.
My nigga, that's what we're here for. I ain't even think about the whole contracting ant niggas. Them niggas did it.
I mean, I was gonna say, like, if there was other stuff that you wanted to get out of the way before we go into this, feel free. But you do it.
Contracting, it's fucking brainwashing.
Hold on now.
Yeah, the nigga just like that's it.
We gotta have a discussion. Psykos is not a villain, and I'm glad we can call her Psykos because I'm tired of saying Giro. It's just redundant. But she out here giving people jobs. The fuck?
And seemingly wages as well.
Yeah.
Hold on, where did y'all niggas get that shit? What?
They out here working.
Wages.
They get money.
What the? Where are y'all getting what?
I'm assuming this gold and rubies is being siphoned.
Yeah.
For her.
You'd assume she was siphoning it for her own finances, right?
Yeah, those are slave workers, bro. Where y'all niggas getting this wages?
Whoa. That's okay. If it's headcanon that they getting compensated, it's headcanon that they slaves. As far as I know, they get to go home to their family and everything. That's as far as I know.
All right, they can go home to their family. They still like getting paid for that shit. So it's basically volunteers. These are volunteer ants.
No, they're not volunteers, man. They get paid. They clock in.
You see at least 2 ant-looking monsters. What if they've actually been there for a long time and she just organized them in a more modern way of doing this underground like construction? And it's like, hey, if you do it this way, you'll be more efficient for your colony.
Bro, wasn't it you that was calling out her fucking?
Also, if you don't want this, like, shiny, like, pebbles and shit, it's like, I'll take them.
Bro, look at just look at the one ant. He has look at the gear they have. They look clean. They look so clean. They don't look like
They
slaves.
look under
so
regulations,
clean.
huh?
Yeah. Everything up to code. They safe.
They're like the only two we see like that, because there's another bug monster that looks just like a bug monster.
No, he's just the gold guy.
Like, this is my gold. Look at it. I'm taking this one for myself.
Maybe it's a symbiotic relationship. Like they get food or something like that.
Hello.
Sundown just got shut down.
Somebody said no. They're slaves.
What the government doesn't want you to know.
I say, bro. They even got. Go ahead.
That's just the thing. It's like, so let's say that they are getting paid, which I would like to assume that they are. What are they doing with it? Like, they're monsters.
I have no listen. I have no idea. This is unrelated, but this is the same problem I have with someone like Kakuzu from Naruto. Like, he was so obsessed with money. I'm like, y'all are trying to take over the world. What the fuck are you going to do with the money? It becomes irrelevant.
Before he became part of a world-conquering organization anyway. So.
But he was still like on. I'm like, if you take over the world, the money just it has no power anymore. Because it's nobody that really puts power to the money.
Well,
no, I agree 100%. But even if they're not getting paid, which we're still establishing that they probably are, maybe more so than they are slaves. But so they're getting the gold and the rubies regardless. Well, let's just say it's going straight to Psykos. What is she doing with it?
Wine.
Damn, I was gonna say nigga building his base, but nah, obviously the ants are doing that. Shit.
I mean, that kind of proves like the monsters can have a sophisticated society where they have like a money currency system and everything. They can, trade with other people. If
But
that's the case.
You see that miner monster, the one that's like the big ass ones. There's just a bunch of them. What is he gonna give to that little ass fucking cricket thing? Like, what type of I'm gonna give you these like fucking socks for nah, nigga, like it's not gonna work. Like, there's no relation there. Like, I can't go to a fox and give a fox fucking a toothbrush and shit. Like, that's just a bad example. That nigga might use a toothbrush. But.
What is that with this weird bartering system? Hey, fuck.
I'm just saying. Like,
We're just gonna have to do the heavy lifting for the story here. And also we'll just say that not all monsters are created equal. There are obviously ones that can become humans. Not even just like Hellfire and Gale and Psykos just as a person. Like in that bonus chapter where Saitama defends the police department, there's that one random plum monster that could become a human too. So maybe, and also there was that mimic monster that King ran into. So we can assume that there's definitely a whole bunch of human-esque monsters in the association that could launderize this money, pretty much this gold and ruby money, and then I guess the money is put towards the materials that we see used in this chapter, and then I guess just whatever the association needs, because obviously these monsters need to eat. There's over 500 dudes in here, so maybe that's paying for the groceries. I don't know.
Groceries and materials.
But that's the thing. That would imply that the monsters are actually trading with humans and they're actually trying to mimic society. Because they're not just taking it, they're actually trading for it if they find this stuff valuable. Unless Psykos is just using the shit just because she just likes how it looks. That could be a thing.
No. I mean, this was bullshit because when they remember when they were. No, not what we're saying. I'm saying in the beginning, when we first had the association come out and they were like talking shit to the Hero Association, they were like, "Oh, you want to live harmonious with the humans or whatever?" And then like the Humans Association, one of the executives was trying to pull some bullshit too. He was like, "Oh, okay, we're down," and he got shot in the head for that shit. And then Psykos was like, "Fuck that shit!" Like, nah, we're just trying to take over or whatever. So like,
Yeah.
I don't want to say that like maybe she was like giving light to some like later intentions, because without a doubt, whether we want to look at it politically or not, she did unite a crazy amount of monsters, and it was even stated in the story that like uniting a certain amount of certain level of creatures is almost impossible or unlikely or like shouldn't even be done, and she's done it. So could it be some shit where like she's trying to unite even more monsters? Could that be like a goal that like she's not really trying to get at? Because like she's trying to take over the city, at least that's what for sure that they're trying to do. They're trying to destroy the association. And then other niggas have talked about, several niggas actually, from Pure Blood to fucking Phoenix, other niggas have talked about like taking over in general themselves or leading the way themselves. Maybe even exterminating the monsters themselves. So like, do you think that they're like, these niggas have other ambitions that are greater than what we're just seeing?